slightly tweaked process when it comes to referrals and relocation. It's not drastically different, it's just a little bit different, and it's a better process flow. So first, I'd like to introduce you to Paulette. Paulette, you want to give a wave? This is Paulette. She's our relocation coordinator for the entire state of Michigan. So from Marquette all the way down to South Haven. So as you can imagine, she has a lot going on. So in the past, you would either email Sam or chat or, pick up the phone and call. There was never really a process. It kind of was just everybody did it a little bit differently. So now we have the ability to have it part of our dot loop process. We're already using dot loop. It's already being used to notify our regional commission specialists. We've now put Paulette and the relocation department into the process in order to notify her so that she gets the information she needs. I am having some video issues. Can you guys hear me okay? Yes? Okay. Thank you. Oh, look at Christine joined the same room that Paulette and Shelly and Lynn is in. You guys are all in the same room. I love it. So I'm just going to kind of show you the process flow today, show you a little bit in dot loop what that looks like, and then we'll be able to answer any questions. Terry's on, so Terry's part of this process as well. So thank you for joining us. And then we'll open up for questions at the end. So let me go ahead and just share my screen. Oops. So the first thing I want to show you is where to find the document that we're about to discuss. So in your Google Drive under Shared Drives, if you go to your ASC procedures and scroll down to referrals and relocation, it is right here, referral submission process south. So Aaron in the north has a little bit different, now not drastically, but a little different. And so you want to make sure that you're following the process for south. So once you open up that PDF, you'll see here, it's tagged right at the top. You can't get confused there. It's just a one page. And so it's going to talk you through kind of how this new process flow with dot loop will work. So the agent, like always, right, submits it to you. Now, hopefully we know on the listing side if it's a referral, but not always. But we don't always know on the closing side either. So the information still has to come from the agent. So the agent submits it through dot loop like they would today. Nothing changes for the agent. The ASC creates and updates the property record in Darwin Cloud, whether it's a listing or a purchase information. And then the ASC changes the workflow stage to referral in dot loop. That's going to notify Paulette. So once the ASC does their normal workflow like they always would, they will then go into dot loop to set it as referral. That notifies Paulette. She gets the information she needs for her systems, and then she'll mark the loop back to the standard workflow. Same thing on the contract side. She will mark you guys will mark it with ready for commission. And then the commission specialist will close that out and mark it with closed with referral. So then that way Paulette gets the information she needs. So you'll see we're staying in the dot loop environment, but still notifying the people that need to be notified. So the only change in your workflow is really the status that you're giving the loop in dot loop. And you'll see that it's clearly notated through here. Now, a lot of times we don't know if an agent has a referral, right? We have to rely on the agent to notify us. So either they're filling it here on the residential closing cover, or if they forget to do the closing cover, I'm sure you have no agents that forget to do the closing cover. But if you do, and there's a referral contract in dot loop, you'll know that there's a referral. We do have two kinds of referrals. We have departmental, which Paulette is in charge of for the entire state of Michigan. Those are coming from corporate referrals, they're coming from Anywhere Leads, they're coming from Weicker, they're coming from a lot of different places. Those are departmental. They started with a department, they then went to an agent. We then have non-departmental, which is outside of Paulette's purview. It's an agent to agent. It's an SRN agent to one of our agents. It's a broker to broker. It's something outside of the department. We still want to notify Paulette of everything with a referral, whether it's a referral agreement or the referral section is filled out on the closing cover. She will then put her notes into Darwin. If it's non-departmental, then that's what notifies Terry that she needs to get that referral agreement information put into Darwin. So whether you have a referral agreement in dot loop or the box is filled out, we want to go through the new process flow, which clearly in dot loop will let those people know that there is a referral on this, and then they go through their process. In Dotloop, you'll see now that there are different options. So you'll see referral, close with referral. It's all there ready to go. It's already all set up. We're just asking starting pretty much tomorrow to start going through that process flow if you see a referral on any of your transactions or listings. And again, we're not asking for you guys to decide if it's departmental or non. Send them all through the process flow. Paulette will then discern if they're hers or not hers. If they're not hers, then Terry jumps in and does what she needs to do in Darwin so that when this property closes, we make sure that we're paying out that referral fee to not only the proper party, but also in the proper amount and to the proper address. I think there's a question. Let me jump back over to a different.
Sorry, Carrie, I have a question. This is Paulette.
Yeah. Go ahead, Paulette.
Just one thing that you mentioned about the either it comes with the referral agreement or it comes on that closing sheet with that information filled out. I just want to clarify, it's the status, the workflow is not going to change until it's got a referral agreement attached, correct?
That's correct. So thank you for that. Okay. So if the ASC sees the referral filled out here, we have to kick it back to the agent until we get the referral agreement. Now, sometimes it's as easy as an email that outlines it if it's a very informal agent to agent. Hopefully there's some sort of referral agreement. So if the ASC sees it on the closing cover, but there's no document, the ASC kicks it back to the agent, gets the information they need, then they go through with the process it how they normally would in Darwin, put the status to referral in Dotloop, and then you're notified. So thank you for letting me clarify that. That is correct. Jessica, is there anything that you wanted to add?
Just one thing, there are referral forms. There is a referral folder. So if you need to send the forms to your agents and then share it or add it to the loop and share it with them, that's an option too. And then they'll know exactly what form to do.
Yes.
The other thing is there the status, it wasn't the approved for commission. They changed it to contract approved, I think, waiting for closing paperwork in that initial one. I just got a little bit, it's the only thing that's different, really.
Correct. I apologize. I think I'm probably still in the North Dotloop account when I was
showing.
Yeah. But it's correct on your workflow. So just print this one pager out. You'll have it right there, or just head to the drive and grab it. But there is a business development and relocation square in Schmidt Resources, and there are referral documents in there. If your agent's doing, out of the department, they're handling it on their own, and they ask for a form, you can actually still send them that form because at least it's the documentation we need in order to process these outside of the department. I think I heard a hand raised. Let me pop over. Christine, do you have a question?
I do. Real quick, is the process still the same where you want Paulette to enter the referring company?
For departmental ones, she's going to be putting the information into Darwin. Yep.
Like we have a lot of Veterans United, which is Realty Search Solutions Network. Is somebody going to be entering that, or do you want us to enter that? Just making sure I know the right person. For a while, they said don't enter anything.
And let Terry or Paulette answer that one, because we're not changing that part of the process. It's just the notification piece that's changing.
I think, Carrie, what you said on the other call that we had with the other office, that if it's departmental, I will add the referring source in Darwin. If it's not departmental, then, and the other call you said Erin was going to be doing that.
Yeah. So Terry, are you the one putting in the referrals for non-department? Yes, she is. So departmental, Paulette will do it. If it's non-departmental, Paulette actually still looks at it. And then in Darwin, she writes non-departmental, and then Terry will get the information from the form and fill it in.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Great questions. Go ahead, Brenda.
I'm sorry. Can you tell me one more time, define departmental and non-departmental, just to make sure I clearly understand?
Yeah. So the good news is you guys don't have to know that. So we're not asking you to try to figure that out on the front end. If it's a referral, if there's a referral on the document in Dotloop, you guys are sending it through the process flow. It'll go to Paulette. She will look it up. If it's hers, she processes it. If it's not, she'll write non-departmental, and then Terry knows to pick up the ball from there. It's way too complicated. You guys wouldn't know. You really would have no way of knowing if it is or not. But she can look it up. She'll know if it's hers. And if not, then Terry can enter that referral. Any other questions on that? So while we have you guys, Jeanette is on the call. So Schmidt Referral Network, it's completely separate from what we were talking about, but since we're talking about relocation, I just wanted to bring this up. So Jeanette is now handling all the paperwork for those agents that, whether they're retiring or they're stepping back, they're ready to go inactive. They're still licensed. They still have to take Con Ed. It trips up a lot of people, but they don't want to pay MLS dues or professional fees. So they're going to go into Schmidt Referral Network. Jeanette is now handling that paperwork. She's helping them kind of with the information to get their license transferred. So it used to be Sam. It's not Paulette now. It's now going to be Jeanette. So if you have questions on that, you can reach out to Jeanette. There is a Schmidt Referral Network Square on Schmidt Resources. You also have that business development and relocation square I mentioned. You'll find Paulette's information there. You'll find Shelley's information there as well. If it comes down to the time that an agent is getting paid from Schmidt Referral Network, that's now being handled by Fox in HQ accounting. So, all this piece used to reside with one person. Now we've kind of spread it out so that there's different people involved in the process, got rid of that bottleneck. And now we have the notification process with Loop in order to kind of smooth some of those things out. So it'll be great going forward. You guys won't, you don't have to say, oh, do I call this person or that person? Set this workflow in Loop. And then on the back end, the correct people are being notified. So it's going to smooth out some of those hiccups that we had, when we had a staff change. Go ahead, Shelley.
Well, and just for quick clarification, so Jeanette is taking care of like the licensing and the actual rostering for Schmidt Referral Network. So if you have an agent who is thinking of retiring or getting out of the business, they would go to Jeanette to get signed up for that. She'll handle the licensing part. But the real reason that agents put their license into our license holding company is so they can still refer business. So they can't actually practice the business, but they can refer it. If you have an agent who is getting out or reaches out to you and says, I have a referral, who do I go to? That actually goes to Paulette. Paulette will get it placed for you. And then Fox is the one who handles the dollars at the end. So I know that's kind of hard to remember when you don't have one in front of you. Jeanette actually put together a really nice flyer, and I think Carrie put it in schmidtresources.com. Is it under under the Schmidt Referral Network Square or under Business Development, Carrie?
Yeah, it's under the SRN Square.
Okay. So it basically just says, basically Jeanette does the licensing and the rostering, but if they have a referral to place through SRN, it would go to Paulette. And that's just a reminder. You can go back to Schmidt Resources for that. Yeah, there's the flyer.
Carrie, can I add just, and I wish I would have thought of this on the other call. If I could just encourage, if an agent has questions on what form to use to submit a referral, that link that's actually on this form, and I believe it's other places as well. Shelley might have to jump in and say exactly where, but anytime an agent has a referral, if you could encourage them to use that link, then that sends, it's got a lot of detailed questions, and they can complete that form, and then it comes directly to my email. And it makes the process really simple, but it also just asks a lot more questions. And I think Schmidt actually has a different form as well, but it doesn't ask the detailed questions as that link does. So anytime you can encourage the agent to use the link, it will capture a lot more information for me.
Great point. Thank you for that. Anything else to add, Shelley?
No, I'm all set. I know that when it comes to SRN, Schmidt Referral Network, you don't think of it until you need it. And then now it's kind of split up. It all used to be kind of in Sam's lap, if you will, but now we've got it split up, and it's split up for good reason. It makes more sense. But if you do forget when the time comes, just go to the square and you'll find it.
Or, reach out. You can always call myself or Shelley or Paulette. We can help direct you. We know it's not something you touch on a daily basis, so we don't expect you to remember it all. We put some of these things out there, but if you have questions, always reach out. Lynn, is there anything you wanted to add?
No, I don't think so. You've covered it.
Great. Well, I encourage you to print out the job aid or save the link to the drive so you have it. When you see that referral, refer back to it. We'll get the process flow down. It may be a week or two before you get a referral. So at that time, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Myself, Jessica, Lynn, Shelley, Paulette, lots of people you can call and ask. So I appreciate your time, or Terry. You can call Terry. You guys are used to calling Terry. So I appreciate your time today. Hope you have a great rest of your day. And I'll probably see most of you on Blue Sync on Thursday. So thanks, everyone.
Thank
Bye
you.
now.